Cochran in lane 4. Silver and Olympic bronze on his resume. He will be one of the swimmers to watch. But we will take you through all 8 here, lane by lane. Esteban Enderica. He is a 22-year-old from Ecuador swimming in lane number 1. 19-year-old Eric Hedlund is in lane 2. He was 12th at the Austin event in this particular swim. Alec Page, lane 3, 19-year-old from Canada. And then the aforementioned Ryan Cochran, lane number 4, won this event in Austin. Also fastest swimmer at the Canadian Olympic trials in the 400 free a year ago. Charlie Houchin in lane 5. Houchin, 4th in the 400 free at the Olympic trials last year. Michael Klee is in lane 6, 25-year-old from Evansville, Indiana. Perennial top 3 in this event, no matter what the stage. Connor Dwyer in lane 7 at 6'5", out of Winnetka, Illinois. And then Robert Renwick from Great Britain in lane 8. He was 11th in this event in his home country at the Olympics last summer.
Amazing how we've got Olympic medalists event after event tonight. He was 9th in this 400, but 2nd in the 1500 at the Olympic Games in London. But you know he's just going to get better and better as this race goes on. May not have a lot of speed, but Cochran definitely has the back half of a race. Connor Dwyer, Olympic gold medalist, is part of that 800 freestyle relay. You might remember back in London, which put Michael Phelps over the top as the most prolific Olympic gold medalist in history. Olympic medalist, rather. Went from 18 to 19 total medals. It was Connor, Michael Phelps, Ricky Barrington, of course, Ryan Lochte. Connor Dwyer will be down in lane number 7, by the way, 2nd from the bottom of your screen.
Off to a good start here. He's in the middle of the screen right now. Dwyer started out at the University of Iowa, did fairly well, eventually transferred to the University of Florida, just north of here in Gainesville, and really because he felt he needed to be pushed. Even though he was having success in the Big Ten, he felt he needed to surround himself with stronger swimmers, and even though maybe he wouldn't have that initial success, Rowdy, he knew that by being pushed, eventually long-term it would pay off.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good point you make, Steve. Talk about getting pushed. Think about who's at Florida. Ryan Lochte.
Yep.
If you can't get pushed by him, you will not get pushed. So that was obviously a smart move. Had a brilliant career at the University of Florida after he transferred, and now swimming great still. And Cochran and Charlie Houchin, who's also an Olympian, 2012 as part of that 800 free relay. He's right there underneath Cochran. Cochran in lane number 4, that white cap in the middle of the pool. Once again, out fast now at the 150. So you know this is boding well for him, Steve, because he's a good back half swimmer. He's not going to die.
Houchin hanging close there in lane 5. Ryan Cochran on the right in the white cap, on the left in the blue. That is Charlie Houchin.
Now Houchin, what he's done, you can kind of see him kind of moved up against that lane line just a little bit. He's trying to catch a little bit of a draft. He's in about perfect position to do that. I'm trying to see if he's right at the hip. That's the best spot to catch any kind of draft if you're going to have from a swimmer. If Cochran just kind of stays right in the middle of the pool and Houchin just kind of bides his time a little bit, he could be in this race at the end. And it's just those 3 suspects, 3 Olympians, Cochran, Houchin, Dwyer, all of them Olympians, all of them Olympic medalists.
Well, 12 Olympic medalists in the field in Orlando this weekend. 18 gold medals spread among them, 34 total Olympic medals, one of the most decorated fields we've seen at the Arena Grand Prix Series. First ever stop in Orlando. And Cochran extending his lead, wearing that white cap in lane 4. Adorned with the maple leaf from Canada.
Yeah, now he's starting to extend that lead just a little bit. He's not a big guy, and that is really amazing when you think about the length of stroke that somebody like Houchin at 6'2" and Dwyer at 6'5" have. But Cochran is very good at feeling that water, of keeping that chin in, then balancing that line and thinking about technique. Technique is so important in an event like this, where you want to try to maintain that as long as possible, and he creates very little turbulence out front. You see that? Very little splash. He's very clean on his entry, good solid kick at the end. It just has a great line in the water.
putting some more daylight between himself and Charlie Houchin, who is in second place. Houchin in lane number 5, losing ground to Ryan Cochran, who has led from the start in lane number 4.
It was going to be tough to beat him. He comes in with the best time of 3:44, which is about 2 seconds faster than anybody else in the field, and that win is going to be a good 2 seconds.
Now Cochran, the winner in Austin, now the winner in Orlando, as he wins by a convincing margin over Charlie Houchin tonight.
3:51, not a great time. Certainly one of the best times in the world. In fact, it's the 5th best time in the world this year. So I take that back. When you're talking about the time of year and when it certainly is a great time. Off his best time, 7 seconds off his best time. But considering where we were at, Steve, in the middle of February, and to be able to put that time in against a pretty stellar field here, it's a pretty good time.
And the official results from the men's 400 free. Cochran with the win over Klee, Connor Dwyer, Charlie Houchin, Eric Hedlund, who comprise the top 5 tonight here in Central Florida. So Cochran, fastest time at his Canadian Olympic trials a year ago, and he's 2 for 2. Austin and Orlando in this event. And Ryan, we appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on the win, and it looked pretty routine, pretty comfortable for you out there. Did it feel that way?
You know, we just came off a really awesome training camp in the Keys, and I was hoping for a little better, but you know, at this point of the season, I'll take what I can get, and it's, you know, it's just going to be that much better when we have our trial section in a couple months.
Ryan, you did so well in that 1500 this past summer. The 400 also a great event for you. Is it an event that you look forward to swimming more and more and have more success in as we go into the future?
Yeah, you know, I was pretty disappointed getting 9th this summer in London, and it was my second 9th because I was 9th 4 years ago. But you know, it was a pretty disappointing swim, and day 1 of the Olympics, you can't have disappointing swims, and so it was hard to get back for that for my 1500. But this summer I have 3 events, and you know, it's that much more exciting when you can keep racing through the 8 days.
Well, you did a great job tonight. Congratulations. 5th fastest in the world this year.
Thank you.
So Ryan Cochran gets the win off the training camp in the Florida Keys, comes north to Orlando, and a very decisive victory tonight in the men's 400 free.